Now, keeping in mind the fact that what we refer to as being the objective reality of the universe is actually the closed subjective reality of God's living consciousness, there's something that must be understood regarding our role in the creation processes taking place within it. And that is, even though God did indeed create the Earth-Sun system that made it possible for the manifestation of our living souls, He is not literally creating our earthly civilizations for us. We are creating them. It is our billions of busy little minds and hands indirectly manipulating the constituents of His mental holography into the intricate lattice work that we call civilization. We perform the detail work that shapes the conditions that we feel are necessary for our comfortable existence on this tiny ball floating through the ether of His mind, while God provides us with the ingredients, tools, and setting, and yes, even the divine guidance necessary to manifest those conditions. And to understand how this works now, realize that because everything that we call reality, subjective or objective, is mental energy capable of becoming anything imaginable, all we have to do is to use our minds as templates for the ideas of how we would like our civilizations to develop, and everything we need to transpose those ideas into the higher level reality of God's mind is incorporated right into the earth itself. And if you doubt that, just look around you and envision the almost infinite array of inventions and material manifestations that form the functional basis of the world's societies, and then realize that practically every one of those creations began as an idea in the mind of a human. God has not only provided us with a stable orb of reality on which we can flourish, but included with this orb is almost every possible ingredient necessary to allow us to transform the mental constructions created from the substance of our own minds into the amplified versions of those constructions out of the similar substance of His mind. And furthermore, to top all of that off, He has now given us quantum physics, which means that anything that God has not initially provided as a natural substance woven into the fundamental fabric of the Earth's informational matrix or its quantum realm, He now allows us to create it ourselves by using the mathematical formulas of quantum mechanics. Now, I talked about this in depth in episode 2. It just means that we are now able to create new designer clays of creation out of God's original clays by accessing and reconfiguring His mental holography at the subatomic or informational level itself. Like reaching into the photographic plate of the hologram that I've talked about so often and changing the patterns of information at the implicate level so that something entirely new and different can appear for us up at the explicate level. That's why we now have such things as atomic energy, computers, television, lasers, superconductors, just to name a few, with no end in sight as to the infinite creative potential that we now possess over God's mental holography. Again, everything is mental energy capable of becoming anything imaginable, within the bounds of propriety, of course.